Hi everyone. Today we will learn about state management. Also, we reached at state as a snapshot and queuing series of state. We went through state as a snapshot last day, and today we'll go to state queuing series of the state updates. So I wanna really do a refresher about state as a snapshot. Really, with a one example like this one, yeah. So when we press this will add one because we in event handlers, this is the event handlers. In event handlers, what happened is, I mean in event handlers don't get rendered in a render phase. Okay, they are side effects. So in a side effects, the react will react will do, react will take react will freeze a state update. On a first render, what state value is, react will take that value and present to a UI, and add to a UI and render it. And on next state update, this will do the same. And what about these? About these is, this is taking from a previous render value. Okay, like if I have to reset on previous render, now at initial render, the first render, when first virtual DOM painted, the value of the number is 0. So here is 0. When I press +3, okay, the on the next render the value of this became 1, and this is 1, and on next render same, this was 1 and now it's taking 1. 1 plus 1, 2. Okay, and this, why not it become 2 plus 1 3? No, this is taking from same from here, the from the previous render. Then 1 plus 1 is 2, 1 plus 1 is 2, so result is always 2. To fix this, we can do like uh, where the solution is previous plus 1. I think we will see the solution right there. Why it's not working? Okay, for next render, what start? Okay, 0, then 5, then 10, the same thing. On next, now we will see the solution of this. Okay, solution of this is pretty simple. What we want to achieve is, we want to take value from I mean a result of this, like now it's doing this way, not adding 3, but the way to solve is, state batching, what they used to call, and queuing the state updates. We will go through and we will learn about what it is and how it works. Okay, today my goal is to complete this section because these two are kind of identical to above two. Above 2 or 3, and then from next day we will do a managing state. Okay, let's start. So here we saw this problem and we understood this problem, why this happened. The previous render freezes, the in render the state get freezed, and we got the previous render state value in set number initial value, like here. Okay, so like here, each render state is a snapshot, and rendering means React calling your component function JSX. Okay, we went through this earlier, I think. Yes. And now, however, you might recall that previous section, so value of number inside the first render event handler always zero no matter how many times you call this. Okay, this is taking value of the number from previous render, and previous render it was 0, so it's taking the first previous render was basically a first render, so it's taking from a first render, and first on a first render the value was 0, so 0 plus 1 1, and this will not cause a re-render, but React will batch all of these three state updates and then re-render. So because it is batched, and this will not cause a re-render, so this will take state value from previous render, which is the first render, and then still 0 and 1, 0 plus 1 1 1 1, and result will be the 1. Okay. Mhm. But there is a one factor: React waits until all code in the event handler run before processing the state update. So all event handlers has run before processing your. This is why re-render only happen after set number. All these. Okay, what it is called a state batching. This might remind you waiter taking order from a restaurant. Waiter doesn't run to a kitchen at a mention of your first dish. Yeah. Instead, they let you finish your order and let you make changes to it and even take orders from other people. Okay, set color orange. I changed my mind. Set color to pink. Set color to blue. So last is blue. The React will take this state update. This lets you update multiple state variables even from multiple components without triggering too many re-renders. But this also means UI won't be updated until after your event handler and any code in it completes. So all event handler will get resolved, then our state will get updated. This behavior is also called batching. Makes your React app run much faster. It also avoids dealing with confusing half-finished render where only some of the variables have been updated. Okay, the act does not batch across multiple intentional event like clicks. Each click is handled separately. Rest assured that React does only batching when it's generally safe to do. This ensures that, for example, if the first button click disables form, the second would not submit it again. I mean, this is confusing line. I will copy this and go to GPT this time. Having hard time to make sense of this one. Mm, it's breaking. Let's break down. React batches state update within a single event handler inside click event, but not across multiple events. What it means. For example, if you click twice a button, React will handle first click separately from the second click. Each click will trigger separate event and update state individually. Okay. Okay, each click will be batched separately. Okay. React batches state update with a single event handler improve performance. React does not across separate event two button clicks. This prevent issues like unwanted form submission or unintended action. Like if I'm paying, if I click two times, the app will not send two payment requests. Maybe, I mean, this must be handled on a backend level, like idempotent APIs. I mean, this has nothing to do with React stuff. But on UI updates, like if I click and button get disabled, and I can't click double two times. Still not making any, still not making any sense. All right. Imagine you go to restaurant and order three dishes at once. The waiter takes all three orders together into kitchen and chef prepares them into go. This is a batching on a one event, on a one order. Now imagine you place three separate orders on at a different time. One now, one 10 minutes and one another 20 minutes. The chef will treat each order separately and cook them one by one. This is React handlers handling separate events individually, not batching clicks. Okay. React batch state updates, not events. Okay. Separate events placing orders separately. What happened? First click count updates on the second click. Okay. You should treat it separately. Okay, got it. What? I mean, what are benefits of this thing? What are benefits of this? Great question. Main benefit not batching across multiple separate events React. Imagine you form with a disable button to prevent double submissions. Okay. If React batched clicks together, you click twice quickly, the form might still submit even the first click should have disabled it. Okay. Bad UX. First click set disable true, button is disabled, second click is ignored because button is now disabled. But this one example is I think enough. Let's go back. I mean, updating same state multiple times before next render. It is an uncommon use case, but if you would like to update a same state variable multiple times before the next render, instead of passing next state value like set number plus one, you can pass a function that calculates the next state based on the previous one in a queue, like number and I mean batching happens. So batching is I mean happen in a queue, obviously. I mean, React batches the state update. When it batches, it use some data structure, and data structure is queue. Okay. In this way, to tell React to do something with the state value instead of just replacing it. So it picks from a queue, previous queue. Okay. No plus three will happen because n is zero, zero plus one, 1, and now this 1 is in queue. Okay, from queue this n will be picked 1 and 1 plus 1 2. This 2 is in a queue and 2 plus 1 is 3 and we got 3 here. I mean updater function when you pass to a state setter. React queues this function to be proceed after all other event handler has run. Okay. During next render, React goes through the queue and gives you the final updated state. Wow. Okay. What happens if you update a state after replacing it? I mean, this is a tough one. 0 plus 5, 5, 5 plus 1, 6 should be printed, I think. Yes. Why? I mean, this is in a previous render, and this is internally get queued, and this is getting from a queue. Okay. Number is 0, 0, replace with 5 to its queue. So no, plus 1, 5 plus 1. Okay. And then use. So state batching happen in queue. What happens if you replace state after updating it? Hmm, this is a tough one again. I mean, it will be updated, I think. Yes. Why? Why? Because we are updating. We are, I mean, ignoring all of these state of the queued updates, and we kill these two and replace with a 42. Okay. If state that dating in queues data data structure. Oh, so much in queue. What the hell is going on? When you call set state multiple times and if a React does not update a state immediately, it is an queues update. Batch processing. React process this queue in a batch. The next render cycle, merging update. If state updates depend on a previous one, React executes them in order. Okay. So queuing and React first queue the state, then batch them together, and then execute them or update them. Okay, let's go. We're going good. And here's how React works in these language codes while executing this event handler. I mean, number plus 5, 0 plus 5 will be 5, and 5 plus 1, 6. React adds it to queue, replace with 42 to its queue. Okay, 5 plus 1 is 6, and 6 is unused. We are not picking from a queue, and 42 is replaced. I mean, this is an we call this an updater function. After event handler complete, React will trigger re-render. During re-render, React will process the queue. Updater function run during rendering. So updater function must be pure. Only return. Don't try to set state from inside of them. I mean, copy this. Don't try to set state from inside of them or run another side effect. In strict mode, React will run each updater function twice. I mean, what it means. I'm using ChatGPT so many times today, but I think I'm not absolutely right. I copied the React docs. I want you to explain. When event like button click happen, React queues the state update and does not immediately re-render. Okay. Once the event handler finish executing, React process the queue updates and triggers a re-render. Okay. During rendering, React process all queued state updater in order. In functional updates, this updater function is are used, and React ensures that update works with the latest state. Since state update happen during rendering, updater function must be a pure function. Okay. So inside them, we should update only that state we are playing with. Set count state, only that one, not an other state, any another state or any another thing we should not do, really. We can do calculations, by the way, maybe. I think, can we do calculations? Can we do rather than side effects? Yes, you can do perform calculations. Pure calculation. Okay. What is a pure function? We learned earlier. It minds its own business, and on always same input, it always gives same output. Okay, and it do not interact with the outside world outside of it. These are outsiders. That's why this should not interact with outside or unrelated code to the function duty. It mind this breaks rule of it minds its own business. So okay, let's go. Naming conventions. It's common to name updater function argument first letter to corresponding the state variable. Let's go. Recap. Setting state does not change the variable for existing render, but it requests a new render. Okay. React process state update after event handlers have finished running. This is called batching. React processes state update after event handler have finished running. Okay, this need to be keep in really mind. React do batching, and what is batching? Batching is, React processes state updates. React processes state updates after all the event handlers in a component get executed. Okay, to update state multiple times in one event, you can use updater function. Okay, let's go through exercises also. I will go today exercises with more. I mean, I will put more effort on exercises because I think exercises are coming important. This is an exam like thing. Do we understood above or not? You are working on a art marketplace app that lets The user submit multiple orders for an art item at the same time. Each time user processes buy button, the pending counter should increase by 1. After 3 seconds, pending counter should decrease. And what it mean to be decrease, and the completed counter should increase. However, pending counter does not behave as intended. What you pass when you press buy, it decreases -1, which should not be possible, and you click fast twice, both counters seem to behave unpredictably. How does fix both counters? Uh, we know the solution, previous plus 1. Okay, here we do pre plus 1, then it will delayed, and then it will be -1, and then pre plus 1. I don't want to type, I just want to see a solution. Yes, this is it. Now let's go to next one. The challenge: you will implement tiny part of React from scratch. It is not hard as it sounds. It feels hard, but let's go. Scroll through the sandbox preview. Notice that it shows 4 test cases. They correspond to the example you have seen earlier on this page. Your task is to implement the getFinalState function so it returns the correct result of each of those cases. If you implement it correctly, all 4 tests should pass. You will receive 2 arguments. Best state is the initial state, and a queue is an array contains mix of numbers like 5 updated order function like n and n plus 1 in order they were added. Your task to return a final state just like a tables in a page row. I mean, literally, I didn't understood this from this line at least. You will receive 2 arguments, best state and the initial state 0, and a queue is an array which contains mix of number like, I mean this is not making sense. Show hint. Final state is a let update. If type of state is a function, it didn't make me sense right now. I don't know why. By the way, I didn't learn data structures and algorithms yet. My plan is after full stack open, I will learn data structures and algorithm, and I think after that these kind of problems will be just a piece of cake for me. But right now they feel a bit hard. Let's go. These two I think are just 15 minutes or 30 minutes topic, 15 minutes topic, and we'll go through these pretty fast. Okay, updating object in a state. State can hold any kind of JavaScript value, including objects, but you should not change objects that hold React state directly. Instead, when you want to update object, you need to create a new one. Make a copy of existent one and then set a state. It means we should focus on immutability. Okay. We should not, mutate original object. Okay. I wanna take little break, maybe. No, not now. After completing these two sessions, what you will learn about how to correctly update object in React state, how update a nested object without mutating it, what is mutability, immutability is, and how not to break it, how to make object copying less repetitive with immer.js. Okay, this is, I saw this in senior React developer jobs that the developer should know immutability and libraries like immer.js. Okay, we'll go through this today. You can store any kind of JavaScript value in a state, a number, okay, number screens, primitive types, numbers, strings, booleans, undefined, null, symbol, whatnot. But we can also add objects. Technically it is possible to change constant in object itself. This is called mutation, like position.x is equal to 5. However, though objects in React state are technically mutable, you should treat them as if they were immutable, like number boolean strings. Instead of mutating them, you should always replace them. Treat state as a read only. What is this? In this example, hold an object state represent current pointer position. Okay, the red dot is supposed to move when you touch or move the cursor over preview area, but dot stays it in initial position. And why? Because we are updating a state, but we are not updating a way. React recommended immutable way. The problem with this bit of code, okay? We cannot. Yo, this modifies object assigned a position from the previous render. Uh-oh. Start break, end break. Hmm. And I think, am I audible? Yes. Yes. Okay. This code modifies that the object assigned to the position from the previous render, but without using the state setting function. React has a no idea. Okay, we are not setting a state. React has a no idea what's going on. So React does not do anything in response. It's like trying to change an order after you already eaten the meal. While mutating state can work in the same case. We should do set position. Okay. Now this will work. Notice how dot now follows the pointer. Okay, set position x. Okay, local mutation is fine. We can do this way also. It means mutation is only problem when Change existing objects that are already in state. Mutating an object you have just created is okay, but no other code references it yet. So it means on a first render we can do anything. We can do mutation, local mutation. Is going to accidentally impact something dependent. This is called local mutation. You can even do local mutation while rendering. Very convenient and completely okay. But we should avoid these gotchas, so we end up on a. I mean, we should follow React best practices. In previous example, position is always created fresh from the current cursor position, but often you want to include existing data as a part of new object you are creating. For example, you may want to update only one field of the form but keep previous values for other fields. These input fields don't work because the change handlers mutate the state. Okay, and what's going on? Mhm. I mean, should we need to? Do we need to? I mean, why not use state for each of these? Why you are using object, or why not you use? Okay, this is for example. I mean, person set person, first name this one, blah blah blah, last name and email. Function handle first name change, eh, handle last name change, and handle. I mean, this is doing a wrong way. I mean. No set state is happening. Okay, mutate line mutates state from a previous render. Okay, we cannot type. We cannot type because the state will not get updated on the type. Okay, and we are not setting a state. This is a bad practice. Set person previous. Now we can do. We can type, and this can work. This will work. Okay, because we are adding previous data plus this data. Okay. And this is really common practice I saw. Set person. First of all, we do use need to use setter function. We can this can work basically. This will remove all the previous data and start from I mean scratch. Okay, look at this. I mean, I think I left somewhere. Yeah, right here. Now look now look. It will. I mean, delete previous. No previous data will be added. I think if I write Vakas here, I mean, look, the Vakas is here. I write Vakas, and once I get to this, the old object will get destroyed and new is created. Okay, we're not. I mean, we want immutability. Like we want to keep previous copy of the data and add more in it, not completely mutate the object. Like we are here mutating, I mean, this is the object and we mutated this and this becomes this object values. Yeah, this feels a bit confusing maybe. This makes it fast, but it means you can, if you want to update nested property, you will use more than once. Shallow copy and deep copy, this is the topic of the future, I think, but let's say shallow copies, shallow copy, and deep copies in JavaScript. Mm, Medium, really trustable resource. Also, record camp also, but I think this is enough. Yes, let's see. Complete available by the way on Medium. Thing also happen. How many times did you try clone an object in a JavaScript and output wasn't exactly what you expect? In this article, we will explain the basic concept behind cloning and ensure that you always use the right option. Shallow versus deep copy. Shallow copy means that only the first level of object is copied. Deep levels are referenced. Okay, I think you remember the here it is the reference type and value type. Type by reference and type by value. Objects are typed by reference, not typed by reference. I mean, let's see. What's going on? Yes, stored by reference. Yes, I mean objects are stored in memory by reference. Like this array is the object data type, and this is stored by reference. And variables, I mean primitive data types stored by value. And so the copy shallow copy is I mean the first level. I mean I don't know right now the first level and deeper levels. Let's go. A shallow copy can achieve using spread operator or using object that assign. Okay. Hmm. Const object name is equal to version 1 and additional information version 1. Shallow copy 1 dot obj, shallow copy 2 object dot assign, shallow copy dot name. I mean shallow copy 2 dot name version 2, shallow copy dot additional. It means I mean there are two levels of the object. I think name is version console log. By the mean, what do you mean by that? It didn't make sense to me, this article. Let's go someone else. Dev community. Who is this guy? I think we should really go to MDN straight. A shallow copy of an object is a copy whose properties are same. Mm, let's read. Let's read. Mm. Shallow copy. Okay. Shallow copy of an object is a copy whose properties share the same reference point to the same underlying values as those of the source object from which the copy was made. As a result, when you change either the source of the source or the copy, you may also cause the other object change too. That behavior contrasts with the behavior of a deep copy, with in which source of a copy are completely independent. Okay, in a shallow copy, the object still referenced at some level to the original object, but on a deep copies, objects are completely independent to each other. Okay, like in variables, when we change value of the variable is completely independent of the previous value. Previous value on a memory address get garbage collected. Okay, more formally, two objects O1 and O2 shallow copies if they are not same object, their properties. I want to see example. Const ingredient list, noodles, and other object lists egg, flour, water, and clothes. Not making sense. Honestly, I need to get rid of this. Why not? This is not making sense to me. This is simple topic. Okay, he's going. Stack versus heap. I think I'm exhausted. I should take a 5 minutes break or 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Countdown timer. 10 minutes countdown. Google. Yes. Start. I'm taking break. I'm exhausted by the way. I mean, shallow copy, deep copy. I will read. On yes, next day on any other next day. Okay, I'm back, and let's see. Yeah, I'm back, and deep copy, shallow copy. We were learning about this, and I don't think. I mean, yes, I don't think I should go this much deep in deep, and I mean this is deep and shallow clone. Okay, this is enough, I think. Mm, mm, mm. What is shallow copy? Shallow copy creates a new object copy top level properties. The top level properties like in this object, let me copy this and go like somewhere here and make it little. I mean, this is a one. No, and I want to just cover this and place it here and then change its color and place it right here and somehow manage to not work. I mean, this alias is a level 1. Okay, I can define level in, and this is one level and this is the second level. Okay, and this is, I think, better. Oh, what I did, and this is a better way to understand. Okay, the shallow copy do only one level of copying, like alias will be disconnected from a reference object. Okay, and shallow copy. So shallow copy dot details dot cd. And I can test this right here. Okay. Shallow copy. Okay, original object will also be affected. It means it will not lose a connection from a original object. If we update cloned object something, it will not lose a connection with the second level, but in a first level it will lose I mean, it will lose connection. I think I should create a shallow copy dot js. Okay, I mean why? Where are white spaces now? The js const but it was, that's obj is equal to here name is Lucas, and I will turn off the caps lock class, and let's say learning. I mean, what I'm learning, web, in web I'm learning right now React. Yes. Okay, this is enough. Now if I create a const shallow obj is equal to, I mean, I will do object dot assign obj, I think obj, yes, and then what I did here, shallow obj, first of all log shallow obj, Hello obj log original obj. Okay, and now let's update shallow obj dot name is equal to some else name Usman. Okay, and what expected mean? You expect this? Okay, equals to, and now we will again log both of these. Okay, now I change the name and let's say I change. Let's for now this is enough. And node shadow. Why it's not working? Oh, okay. And SSC. Okay, I need to move to CDS. C node shadow computer.js. Okay, look, the first obj is cast and the shadow object is copied, and then I change this name to Usman. Original object should not change yet. I mean, should I do this dot obj? Now what will happen? Okay, now I made some mistake on object at assign, I think. But here, look, original object will not get changed. But if I do shadow obj, shadow obj dot learning dot web is equal to Vue.js. Like now, the original object will also get changed. Look, original object is also changed. So this only copy a first level of data or first level this level. I mean, it does not clone, it does not copy deep enough. Okay. Okay. Object that assign this way we have to do. Okay. That's why it didn't work for me because I wrote a wrong syntax. Okay. I need to do this way, like uh, like object dot assign. Here it is. Object dot assign, and inside this empty object and obj, the original object. Now it will work the same way, I think. Yes. And deep copy. What is deep copy? Deep copy duplicates deeply. Deep copy JSON dot parse, then JSON dot stringify, then original. First we stringify the object, then we pass back it, and then whole object copy deep. Then these are completely different objects. So the question is performance. Obviously, deep copy will have less complex structure, avoiding side effect. When you need to ensure that original state critical. I mean, we should use deep copy. Okay, I got it. I mean, this is also a great article, I think. And this is a detailed breakdown. Object data assign, array.form, object.create, array.structured clone, third-party libraries like Lodash. Okay. But in programming languages, there are two spaces to store data in a computer memory: stack and heap. Stack is a temporary storage memory to store local primitive values and reference to object. Heap is a global variable. Object values are stored in on the heap, and stack contains just reference to them. The stack, I mean, stack stores variable values and references to the objects in heap. Okay, I mean, this was just on the way learning, but let's leave it and go to state batching. We did it. Okay, where we was. Okay, we went through this. We should do use updating nested. Here emerges will came in, I think, because we want deep copies in React. We want really immutability. Complete object should be, I mean, completely disconnected to each other. Okay. This is a shallow copy written in a single function. Okay, this is a shallow copy. Objects are not really nested. An object like this nested in code. However, nesting is an inaccurate way to think about how objects behave when the code execute. There is no such a thing nested objects. You're really looking into two different objects. Huh? Not inside object 2, for example. 1, 2, 3. If your state is deeply nested, you might want to consider flattening it. But if you don't want to change your state structure, you might prefer a shorter and nested spreads. Immer is a popular library that lets you write using convenient but mutating syntax and takes care of producing copies for you. With the Immer, the code you write looks like breaking the rules and mutating the object. But unlike regular mention, it does not override the past state. I mean, I think Immer should add other ways and use Immer reducer. I mean, why the hell we need a Immer inside a use state? I mean, Immer should be really used in objects and arrays. Hmm. With the Immer, your code will like look so okay. How does Immer work? Immer is a special type of object called proxy that records what you do with it. The draft provided by Immer is a special type of object is called a proxy. I mean proxy it means it sit inside your fundamental operation of that object. Allows you to create an object that can used in place of original object, but with may redefine fundamental object operation like getting, setting, defining. Hmm, I don't want to know how emerges works, what emerges do or what we can do. I know npm install useMR. Okay, then import use state from React with the useMR. Okay, update person drop out. I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna check without immer how we will do this. I mean, without immer, we cannot deeply. I mean, everything is working fine with immer. I mean, we don't need to do prev plus one. I mean, here's a recap. This is a bit confusing. I mean, this is a bit confusing for me. This is a bit confusing for me. I think I should solve this today. Go to sleep. I mean, I'll copy this. Where to copy the code? Think this way. I think only this is the way to copy this code. Okay. Go to some AI. What will mm, write without image? Yes, just use state. I mean, uh, thinking, and I should read. Uh, 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 I should read recap. Treat all state react as immutable. Okay. When you store objects, mutating them will not trigger re-render and will change the state in a previous render snapshot. Instead, mutating object create a new version of it and trigger re-render by setting state into it. You can use dot 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 object something object spread syntax to create copies of objects. Spread syntax is shallow. It only copies one level deep. To update nested objects, you need to create copies of all way up to the place you are updating. To reduce repetitive copying code, use immerse. Okay, these exercises, I mean, I don't wanna do right now because I'm running out of time. Okay, I mean, let's see the code. I mean, why I think. Okay, this is a dot 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 person. Set person. Yeah, I'm gonna set person dot 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 person. I mean, name is equal to e dot target dot value dot dot person dot network. Mm. We are deep copying. I mean, copying this and then e dot target dot value. Then this. I mean, if we are one level more deep, we need more spread syntax. Okay, and with the immer, we can do like update person, update something, okay, and previous, like draft and draft.network, just straight, okay. Can I do exercises? Let's see. Okay, here is exercise. This is this form has a few bugs. Click a button that increases the score few times. Notice that does not increase the edit. You notice score is suddenly caught up and your changes finally edit the last name and notice that score has disappeared completely. Okay, and what you did right here, this must have to happen. I mean, why not do that? If I don't wanna type, just wanna copy stuff. Set players. And this is not a deep copy. We should do dot 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 players and score is equal to e. E is coming from here. Dot target dot value and show more. I mean, I'm running out of space. I mean, can't see the code. Mm, mhm. I think now it. What the hell happened? The reset. What I did. I mean, I'm not taking an input from. Okay, I'm just clicking a button. I should add either target dot value not, but just score plus plus. Now score is not defined. What the hell is happening? Player dot score. Player dot score. No, it should work. Hmm. Why it's not working? Right now it should work. Might be this issue. Mm-mm. Yeah, now this is working as expected. Challenge fix, find and fix mutation. Drag me. I always don't like uh, UI work like a work of art stuff like drawing stuff. But it came now. I const initial position. First of all, the issue is with the initial position is it's out of the function state, and how do we are we cannot mutate outside of this, and let me show the solution it is out of. Okay, so this is a side effect. Okay, this is a side effect. Okay. Hmm. This is a side effect. Position is equal to initial position. This is in a state. Okay, this is in a state. Just this is a state value written outside. Okay, no handle mouse move. I mean, here we set shape, dot shape, then I mean this thing. I mean, let me copy this and paste this here, and I mean position. I mean, but how shape dot position dot x. I mean, I'm out of mind. And how we'll do this? Okay, in object, set shape, position, x and y. Okay, x and y. Now hit this one, and we are good to go. Okay, let's see immer.js. Update an object with immer. And I think we will do set shape and then draft and then shape dot position dot this same way. Okay, let's see the solution. Dot shape, draft dot color. No, draft dot position, draft and draft dot it will do. Okay, instead of doing what dot position dot shape dot position dot, we will do draft dot position. I mean, draft mean all of the object. We can do draft dot color, draft dot what. I mean, this get flattened for and by immer for object. Updating array as a state. I mean, arrays are like objects, and we can do push pop and pitfalls and immutability and whatnot. I think we should play. I mean, we'll play with arrays next day. This is also a huge topic. Move circles down. What's going on? Yes, we'll play with the arrays tomorrow, I think. For today, we covered two things, and both are phenomenally, I mean, important. Queuing state is really important, and updating object state using immer.js is also important. Now array state, and then we will move to next section. Thank you, bye bye for today.